everyone, welcome back to another fun-filled lesson of 10 Point Actual Speaking. It is time for lesson 26. Now today we are going to be talking about entertainment. Of course, I do want to begin by asking you this question. What do you do for fun, for leisure, for amusement, for recreation or entertainment? In other words, what do you do for fun, with your friends or even with your family or on your own? Let's see, what do I do? I like to listen to music sometimes, and if I'm alone, I enjoy dancing along to the music, some upbeat music. Sometimes I like to engage in outdoor activities such as sports. I love to swim in the summer, of course, and when it gets warm, I like to go wakeboarding and water skiing. And of course, in the winter, I really enjoy going to hit the slopes, meaning going skiing. So think about what you enjoy doing. Of course, these entertainments or amusements can help release all that pressure from work or even school. So think about that as we begin today's lesson on entertainment. Okay, are you ready to begin, everyone, with our warm-up segment? As you may already know, we are going to begin brainstorming our cues with the 5 W's and how. Okay, I'm sure you are familiar with the 5 W's and how by now, and you know how important it is and how helpful these brainstorming cues can actually be. So let's begin with the first W, which is who. Now, think to yourself, ask yourself, who do you enjoy your favorite type of entertainment or amusement with? So, of course, these are all very important words today, entertainment and amusement, which basically mean the things you do for fun, for leisure, okay, for enjoyment. Let's move on to our next question, move on to our what category. What was your favorite pastime or recreation in the past? Now, when you're asked a question about what you do for entertainment, you can, of course, talk about what you enjoy doing now, but of course also talk about what you used to enjoy doing in the past, okay? So first of all, let's take a look at the word pastime here. Now, you may be wondering what this means. A pastime is very similar to an amusement, an entertainment, what you do for relaxation and, okay, for you to enjoy your time, okay? So it's things you do just to make time pass by quickly and easily, okay? Pastime, recreation, they pretty much mean the same thing, all right? So think about what your favorite pastime or recreation was in the past as well. Let's move on to our next what question. What forms of entertainment or amusement are you into these days? So, as we did talk about entertainment or amusements you enjoyed in the past, think about what you enjoy doing these days as well. Moving on, what do you do with your friends or with your family for fun or leisure on the weekends, okay? Think about what you do on the weekends, perhaps on a regular basis, or what you try to do on the weekends with your friends or even family. Let's move on to our when question. When do you normally engage in your favorite form of entertainment? So we're focusing on when, okay? When do you normally, when do you generally, when do you on average, or when do you usually engage in? Engage in meaning take part in or enjoy your favorite form of entertainment. Now let's move on to our next W question, which is where. So here we have, where do you enjoy leisure activities? Focus on where, everyone. Now, and as you see, we have according to the seasons. Now, as I did mention earlier, as we started our lesson today, I said usually in the summertime, when it's hot, I enjoy water sports, such as water skiing or even wakeboarding, and I love to swim. But of course, in the colder seasons, such as the winter season, I like to hit the slopes, meaning I like to go to ski resorts, to ski or even, that's right, snowboard. Although I don't snowboard, I'm a skier. So think about what you do in the summer, in the spring, in the fall, and during the winter seasons. Let's move on to our why question. Why are you drawn to that particular leisure activity or entertainment? Now, by now you know what that means, right? Drawn to something means that you are interested in that thing. Why are you attracted to? Why are you interested in that particular activity? Let's move on to our final how category. We've got 2 how questions. First of all, how often do you go outdoors to engage in sports activities? So how often, how frequently do you go outdoors? So think about the kinds of entertainment or amusement, any kind of sport, leisure activity that you enjoy outdoors and not indoors, okay? Outside, in other words. And the final how question is, how did you come to like that particular type of recreation? So think about how you came to like that particular recreation. So for example, if you enjoy, let's say, playing soccer, or I know that a lot of Koreans love to play baseball on the weekends. A lot of my friends actually do. So think about how you came to like baseball, how you came to like soccer. Did a friend of yours play baseball and introduce that sport to you? So think about how you came to like that sport or leisure activity or any kind of entertainment. That wraps it up for today's brainstorming cues, everyone. Think of the 5 W's and how questions on your own as well and continue on. We're now going to take you to our next segment, which is actual talk.
So Rachel, do you have any big plans this weekend?
I wouldn't say big plans, but I do have some plans.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going out to eat with my girlfriends.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, I love actually checking out different restaurants, especially in Itaewon because they have such a wide variety.
Oh, I love all the restaurants there.
I do. I'm actually going to a South African restaurant. I've never been before.
Okay.
So I'm really excited. Yeah.
What else do you spend your time doing?
Yeah, sure. Well, actually this weekend we are going to go bar hopping a little bit because they have lots of good bars down there too and really good beers.
Okay.
So we'll probably start with that and then end up at the restaurant for dinner.
Okay.
Sounds like a good plan, right? Yeah. What about you, Peter? What are you doing this weekend?
Well, I used to paint the town red when I was younger, but now with kids,
Right.
I can't really go out at night.
It's a little bit harder.
Yeah, I get to spend time with my family, and so that's what I spend most of my time doing these days.
Okay.
But you know, occasionally I get to meet some friends for a drink or something.
That's good.
Yeah.
I heard you really like coffee shops.
I am a bit of a coffee shop philosopher
Okay.
and sometimes weekend warrior.
Oh, wait, what's a weekend warrior?
It's somebody who doesn't exercise much during the week and then does a lot on the weekend.
Oh no, can't that cause like injuries?
Sometimes I guess, but not if you were careful.
Yeah, but is it because you're busy all week?
I'm busy all week, so whenever I finally get a chance, I like to go out and do some crazy athletic things.
That's good. Lots of
A long
exercise.
bike ride or something like that.
Yeah. Do you like karaoke?
No.
Oh, you know, it's not your cup of
No,
tea.
it is not my cup of tea at all.
Same here, but I noticed that the culture here, they really like karaoke. So when I go, I try to make the best of it, and when I am in my element, I can sing like Alicia Keys.
Yeah, I can't sing to save my life.
That's okay. That's what the karaoke is for, to improve and practice.
Oh, okay, maybe I'll try sometime.
Let's go.
Welcome back, everyone. How did you enjoy the conversation between Peter and Rachel? How much of what they said did you understand? For example, what did Rachel say she enjoys doing? She did not really say much, but she said that she enjoys hanging out with her friends and perhaps trying lots of good food. So she is a foodie, F-O-O-D-Y. If you call someone a foodie or F-O-O-D-I-E, it basically means that that person loves to eat and try different kinds of cuisine or dishes. And also, what did Peter say? He said that, well, because of his 2 little boys, he is not able to really go out with his friends these days, but he does try to hang out sometimes, as often as possible. All right, let's take a look at the conversation, the actual talk, line by line. First of all, Peter begins by asking Rachel, do you have any big plans this weekend. So he's just asking her about what she has planned for the coming weekend. But here we see the word big. We all know what plan or plans means, but a big plan, what is that? It does not mean that it is a big as in size. We are saying that a big plan is something that's close to a special plan, okay? Something really, really, really fun and exciting. So he's asking, do you have any special plans for the weekend? Do you have any big plans this weekend? Now Rachel says, I wouldn't say big plans. I wouldn't say big plans, but I do have some plans. And then she says, I'm going out to eat with my girlfriends. And of course, Peter says that sounds like fun. Now she continues telling him what she is going to do in detail. Yeah, I love checking out different restaurants, especially in Itaewon, okay? Let's first of all take a look at the beginning. Check out, as you may all know by now, to check out something means what? To see with your own eyes, to experience something on your own, to try out, for example. So she's saying, I love to try out different restaurants. I love to go to different restaurants myself, especially in Itaewon, because they have such a wide variety of foods. Now you may have noticed that Rachel said foods. Usually when we're talking about food, we do not add an S, but if you are talking about different kinds of food, then you can say foods, so keep that in mind. She says, we're actually going to a South African restaurant, and I've never been before. Now I did add it there to help you understand a bit, but often we say, I've never been, meaning I have never been there, okay? So she's going to an African or South African restaurant that she has never been to before. Now, he asks, what else do you spend your time doing? Okay, let's check out what she said. She says, well, this weekend, we're gonna go bar hopping. What's bar hopping? Go bar hopping. As you may know, a bar is what? A place where you go to have drinks. But she says bar hopping, which means you're going to a bar or a club for just a short while, perhaps for a drink or two, and then you move on to a different bar or a different club and have another drink, and then move over to a different bar. So basically, when you say you go bar hopping, you mean that you are going from one place to another. Stay at one place for about maybe 10, 15 minutes, max 20, 30 minutes. Okay, so that's bar hopping. So this weekend, we're gonna go bar hopping, meaning we're gonna go from one bar to another, because they have lots of good bars and beers down there. Down there meaning Itaewon, that's right. We'll probably start with that and then end up at the restaurant for dinner, okay? When you want to talk about something that you will begin doing and then eventually end up doing by doing something, you can say start with A and then end up with B or at B, because she's talking about a location. Now, she asks, what are you doing this weekend? What did Peter say? Well, he said, I used to paint the town red. What does that mean? Paint the town red is an idiomatic expression. Now, imagine, what do you think it means? He says, when I was younger, but now with kids, I can't really go out. So he's saying, when I was younger, I used to paint the town red, but not anymore. Imagine, ask yourself what this might mean. Paint the town red, it basically means to party crazily. Okay, so if you said, oh, I painted the town red, it means you went out perhaps with your friends, had lots of drinking, had lots of drinks, and partied really hard. Okay, so if you got drunk, you can say, I painted the town red. Okay, so he's saying he used to party really hard and drink, but not anymore, because now he has kids. But occasionally, I get to meet some friends for a drink or something. So he's talking about what he used to do in the past, but nowadays, he occasionally, sometimes, gets together with his friends for a drink or something. Now, Rachel says, I heard you really like coffee shops. As a matter of fact, I do believe that Peter does love coffee shops. He says, I'm a bit of a coffee shop philosopher. What does that mean? It's easy. Coffee shop, we all know, and a philosopher, we all know. But if you call someone a coffee shop philosopher, it's basically a label given to a person who enjoys going to coffee shops, sitting down at coffee shops, and talking about or discussing philosophy. Okay? Are you a coffee shop philosopher? Do you enjoy sitting at coffee shops and discussing philosophy with people? Well, if so, you can say, I am a coffee shop philosopher. So he says he is, and sometimes weekend warrior. A weekend warrior is kind of similar to paint the town red. Now, of course, we're talking about a type of person by saying a weekend warrior. Now, a warrior, what does a warrior do? A warrior fights, right? And battles. But if you battle or fight on the weekend, what can you imagine? If you say that somebody is a weekend warrior, it usually means that on the weekends, you tend to get a lot of things done. It can be exercising or engaging in sports, but in most cases, it means to drink a lot and party hard, okay? So Rachel is asking, what's a weekend warrior? Peter explains. It's somebody who doesn't exercise much during the week and does a lot on the weekend. So take a look. He's focusing on not drinking, but exercising. He says somebody who doesn't exercise during the week, okay? During the week, such as Monday through Friday, and does a lot on the weekend. So he's saying he is a weekend warrior. Let's move on. Now, I'm busy all week, so whenever I finally get a chance, I like to go out and do some crazy athletic things, like a long bike ride. So if you want to talk about something you really, really spend a lot of your time in doing, or for example, a long bike ride, is it easy? I wouldn't say so. It's very difficult. That's why he's saying that he does something out of the ordinary. He does something crazy or crazy athletic things sometimes. Now, she says, do you like karaoke? Karaoke is how we pronounce it in Korean, right? But the English way, the American English way to pronounce it is karaoke. Karaoke, okay? So she asks, do you like karaoke? Peter says, no, it's not my cup of tea, okay? My cup of tea, you all may know that. What does it mean? If you say something is my cup of tea, you are saying that it suits your taste, it suits your liking, you like it. But he's saying, no, it's not my cup of tea, so he is saying, that's right, I do not like karaoke. It's not my taste, or it's not of my liking. Now, she says, same here, but when I go, I try to make the best of it, okay? Make the best of it, meaning she tries her best, tries to have a good time, and when I'm in my element, I can sing like Alicia Keys. All right, let's take a look at this. She says, when I'm in my element. When you're in your element, you are saying that you are perhaps happy and comfortable with the environment or the situation you are in. So she's saying, overall, I don't really like karaoke, but when I'm in a situation, or when I'm perhaps at a karaoke, and I'm feeling comfortable and happy, I can really sing. I can sing like Alicia Keys. She's a great singer, right? And of course, Peter says, I can't sing to save my life. What does that mean? I can't sing to save my life. If you say something to save my life, but you can't do it, it means that you are extremely bad at something. So he's saying, I cannot sing to save my life, meaning I am terrible at singing. Okay, and that brings us to an end of today's actual talk, everyone. Check it out one more time with the subtitles.
So Rachel, do you have any big plans this weekend?
I wouldn't say big plans, but I do have some plans.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going out to eat with my girlfriends.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, I love actually checking out different restaurants, especially in Itaewon because they have such a wide variety.
Oh, I love all the restaurants there.
I do. I'm actually going to a South African restaurant. I've never been before.
Okay.
So I'm really, really excited. Yeah.
What else do you spend your time doing?
Yeah, sure. Well, actually, this weekend we are going to go bar hopping a little bit because they have lots of good bars down there too and really good beers.
Okay.
So we'll probably start with that and then end up at the restaurant for dinner.
Okay.
Sounds like a good plan, right? Yeah. What about you, Peter? What are you doing this weekend?
Well, I used to paint the town red when I was younger, but now with kids,
Right.
I can't really go out at night.
It's a little bit harder.
Yeah, I get to spend time with my family, and so that's what I spend most of my time doing these days.
Okay.
But occasionally I get to meet some friends for a drink or something.
That's good.
Yeah.
I heard you really like coffee shops.
I am a bit of a coffee shop philosopher
Okay.
and sometimes weekend warrior.
Oh, what's a weekend warrior?
It's somebody who doesn't exercise much during the week and then does a lot on the weekend.
Oh no, can't that cause like injuries?
Sometimes I guess, but not if you were careful.
Yeah, but is it because you're busy all week?
I'm busy all week, so whenever I finally get a chance, I like to go out and do some crazy athletic things.
That's good. Lots of
A long
exercise.
bike ride or something like that.
Yeah. Do you like karaoke?
No.
Oh, you don't. It's not your cup of
No,
tea.
it is not my cup of tea at all.
Same here, but I noticed that the culture here, they really like karaoke. So when I go, I try to make the best of it. And when I am in my element, I can sing like Alicia Keys.
Yeah, I can't sing to save my life.
That's okay. That's what the karaoke is for, to improve and practice.
Oh, okay, maybe I'll try sometime.
Let's go.
Now that we've taken a listen to the actual talk twice already, along with the subtitles, let's move on and check out some actual talk expressions you can use when talking about today's topic. Once again, today's topic is about entertainment, talking about what forms of entertainment you engage in or you enjoy, okay? Let's first of all talk about what you enjoy doing, perhaps on your own, by yourself. You can say, I enjoy having some alone time on Sundays. Now, I brought up this expression once again to kind of remind you. We did go over this expression. What does it mean? Alone time. Alone time means the time that you have to yourself. Sometimes you may feel a lot of pressure at work or at home. You might get into an argument, and if you just want to get away, just to calm down and think about something, and then come back later on, you are saying that you are having some alone time. So, if you really enjoy being by yourself, spending time by yourself to think or whatever, you can say, I enjoy having some alone time on a certain day, on Sundays. Here, skydiving always tickles my fancy. Now, tickle one's fancy, it means to, of course, make someone interested in something. Really make someone curious about something. So if you're saying something tickles my fancy, you are saying that you are always curious about it, but even better, you really enjoy it because you're so interested in it, okay? Skydiving sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Now, wakeboarding is my cup of tea. This is my example. As I told you, I love to wakeboard. So, it is my cup of tea. It means you enjoy it. It is of your liking. It suits your taste. So, wakeboarding is my cup of tea. On the opposite, on the contrary, if you want to talk about something you do not enjoy or you do not like, you can say fishing is definitely not my cup of tea, okay? So, it means you do not like to fish. Let's move on. I like to let my hair down every now and then and do something crazy. Let's take a look at let my hair down. Imagine a girl or a woman has her hair pinned up and then she lets her hair down. Does she look relaxed, comfortable, or stressed, or uncomfortable? I would say she would feel very comfortable with her hair down, right? So, let someone's hair down. It basically means to enjoy doing something very casually. It means to relax. So, I like to relax. I like to relax every now and then sometimes and do something crazy. Meaning, I don't know, go hiking, go biking for hours and hours, do something out of the ordinary, okay? Okay, let's move on to another one. I'm devoted to collecting. Are you interested in collecting something? Are you a collector? In that case, you can say, I'm devoted to collecting. I'm attracted by online auction sites, such as eBay. These days, there are a lot of auction sites where you can actually buy things. And if you are a collector, you may have checked out these auction sites. So if you're a collector, say, I'm devoted to collecting stamps, collecting coins, whatever. Now, I usually enjoy cheap thrills, like going for a drive or playing games online. Let's take a look at these two. Going for a drive. Is it easy, difficult? Is it really exciting? Not too exciting. What about playing games online? It could be fun, but not really exciting. If you say cheap thrills, you are saying that it is, of course, interesting and fun, but not 100% satisfactory. It doesn't give you 100% satisfaction. So you're doing something just for fun, just to kill time. You can say you enjoy cheap thrills like A, B, C, D. Let's move on. I try to squeeze in a couple hours on the weekends to do volunteer work. Yeah, a lot of people do volunteer work to help out others. And if you say you try to squeeze in a couple hours or a day, to squeeze in basically means to try to make some time. So if you really enjoy doing volunteer work, although you're really busy, but you try to make some time for it, you can say, I try to squeeze in some time, I try to squeeze in a couple of hours, okay, and so on, to do something. Now let's talk about what you can say according to seasons, all right? For example, I live it up every summer vacation. What does that mean? Live it up. Live it up. It means to enjoy something to the fullest. Do something exciting. In those cases, it means to spend a lot of money to do something enjoyable. But, for example, if you really, really enjoy something so much, 200%, you can say, I live it up every summer vacation. When winter is in full swing, to be in full swing means to be at its peak. It's the best time ever. So if winter is in full swing, we're saying when it's really, really cold. When it's real winter, we go skiing or we hit the slopes. I said this, hit the slopes. It means what? It means to go to the ski slopes, go to the ski resort, because you are going to the slopes. The ski slopes, you hit the slopes. Hit the slopes means go to ski resorts. Now, when the weather warms up, it means to get warmer. I go tent camping or I go golfing. Perfect for warmer seasons. What about colder seasons? When the weather cools down, I go fishing, I go day hiking. So take a look at this. When the weather warms up, meaning when the temperature rises, when it gets warmer, and also when the weather cools down, when the temperature decreases or when it gets colder, okay? Try using these expressions. Let's move on to talking about what you enjoy doing with other people, okay? Now here it is once again what Rachel said in the actual talk. When I'm in my element, what does it mean? When you're really happy, you're enjoying the moment, you're comfortable in that situation or environment. Now, when when I'm in my element when I do woodworking. A lot of men enjoy woodworking. They like to make things with wood. Or for women, you can perhaps be interested in gardening, taking care of flowers, planting flowers and trees. So when I'm in my element, I'm in my element when I do something means you really, really enjoy doing something. I love to shoot the breeze with close friends on weekends. Breeze is what? Breeze is like a cool wind. 산들바람, I think in Korean. But when you say shoot the breeze, it means to talk freely, perhaps chit-chat, talk with people, especially about something not so important. You're just talking about this and that, having small talk, chit-chatting with others, shoot the breeze with someone. All right, let's move on to a couple more. My friends and I always have a ball watching musicals in Daehangno. So, have a ball. It means to have a great time doing something. For example, imagine that you hung out with your friends the night before and you had so much fun. You can tell somebody, last night I had a ball with my friends, meaning you had a great time. You had a wonderful time. So in this case, you can say, my friends and I always have a ball doing something, if you really enjoy doing something or have fun doing something as well. Also, if you are a social butterfly, which means that you are a social person, you love to meet new people and make new friends, you can perhaps paint the town red on the weekends, or you may even pack up the family and take them hiking or even go camping on the weekends as well. So think about what you usually enjoy doing, what form of entertainment you enjoy on a regular basis. That is all for today's actual talk expressions. Let's now move on to our next segment. Well, we have covered a lot today, everyone. Now it's time for you to take a moment to relax as I introduce a new idiom for today's lesson. Of course, we are talking about entertainment today. Now, I thought of maybe a sports activity, but this idiom has nothing to do with a sport. Let's check it out first. Today's idiom is a ballpark figure. A ballpark itself could mean a baseball field, but in this case, no, it means something different. Check out a sentence with a ballpark figure or perhaps a ballpark idea. I have no idea how much I'll need for the trip. Do you have a ballpark idea or a ballpark figure? So what does that mean? You have no idea how much it's going to cost, so you're asking somebody else for a ballpark idea or a ballpark figure. Now, here is the meaning. A ballpark figure means, in Korean, 어림셈. You're not sure about it. You're not exactly positive about it. It basically means an estimated number and approximation, a rough number, okay? A rough idea of something. So here's another sentence. Costs could vary. It can differ. It can be different. But I got a ballpark figure on the cost by checking online. Right. Sometimes when we want to find out how much something is or how much something is going to cost, we often search online to do some research, right? And in that case, you may get some figures, some numbers, some costs, but you're not sure 100%. In that case, you can say, well, I have an estimated number, an approximate cost or a number. You can say that you have a ballpark figure, okay? So please do keep that in mind, everyone. Let's now move on to our final segment.
What are some forms of entertainment or amusement you're into these days? Talk about what you do with your friends for fun or leisure. Describe in detail your pastime or recreation.
Honestly speaking, there isn't much to do. When I ask my friends what they do in their spare time, they always say they go watch a movie or drink with their friends. So I tend to focus on something more adventurous and interesting. For example, now it's spring, and in spring you can enjoy the flower festival. For example, like Cherry Blossom Festival, which is now being held on Yeouido Park. And this is the only time of the season when you can enjoy the flower. And in summer, I tend to go to ocean like in Busan or the mountain where I can enjoy the water and the breeze of the wind. So like this, I tend to enjoy what I can do seasonally, and this is how I spend my spare time.
Now it's time for actual interview, everyone. Hope you listen carefully to what Kang Kyungmin had to say. It's a very difficult name, but thank you so much for the wonderful interview. Now, what did she say she enjoys doing? Sometimes when you are asked a very obvious question, sometimes a too simple question, an easy question, you kind of blank out. Your mind goes blank. Everything goes white, and you wonder, oh no, what am I going to say? But she did a wonderful job by telling us what she enjoys doing, what her friends normally do, but she talked about what she does depending on each season. So let's check out what a great job she did. She said, when I ask my friends what they do in their spare time, you can say free time or spare time, they always say they go watch a movie or drink with their friends. So she began talking about what her friends normally do. And then she said, well, I'm different. I try to do something different. She says, so I tend to focus on something more adventurous and interesting. This is wonderful because she's including in her answer to the interview, of course, answers to her friends, or she talks about her friends, and then she starts talking about herself. So she says, well, my friends are like this, but I tend to focus on or look for something more adventurous and interesting, exciting and interesting. So great job there. Let's check out a few oopsies here. First of all, she said, long sentence. For example, now it's spring, and in spring, you can enjoy the flower festivals. That's right. We all can. For example, like Cherry Blossom Festival, which is now being held in Yeouido Park. There are a few articles missing here, as you may have noticed, okay? So get a basic idea of what she said, and let's check out how we could improve this sentence. Now, for example, now it's spring, and in spring, you can enjoy the flower festivals. Okay, make it into one sentence, such as, or like, the Cherry Blossom Festival, which is now being held in or at Yeouido Park. So this part was actually missing, okay? She said that it is now being held Yeouido Park, but when you're talking about a certain location, you should always say held in or at somewhere. And in this case, it's not the Yeouido Park because it is the name of the park, okay? Something is being held in Yeouido Park or at Yeouido Park. Let's check out one more. And in summer, she starts talking about what she enjoys doing in summer. I tend to go to ocean, something that's in there, in Busan, or the mountain, where I can enjoy the water and the breeze of the wind. Now, you may notice, she talked about breeze and, of course, wind again. I did mention what is a breeze, everyone. A breeze itself is a wind, right? Not strong wind, but it's a light wind. Like I said, 산들바람, right? So you should say, and in summer, I tend to go to the ocean in Busan, where I can enjoy the water, right? So we're talking about the ocean and water you can enjoy in Busan, and then move on to the mountains, or the mountains, where I can enjoy the breeze. See? It's a lot easier to understand, right? Very, very easy. So break it up into seasons. As she said, in the summer, you like to go to Busan, where you can enjoy the water at the ocean, and of course, you can go to the mountains, where you can enjoy the breeze. There's no need to say the breeze of the wind, okay? You can leave that part out because breeze itself is a type of wind. So wonderful job there, and thank you once again. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Well, today we talked about what forms of entertainment to enjoy by yourself, especially with other people. You may have felt that today's lesson was kind of similar to our lesson about hobbies, but think about it. Your hobbies could be something a lot smaller, but for something you do for entertainment, for recreation, for amusement, or when you're talking about your favorite pastime, draw a bigger picture and focus on the activities or things you enjoy doing with other people as well. And if you do have a difficult time talking about this topic, maybe thinking about the 4 distinct seasons in Korea will help you. So focus on what you do during each of the 4 seasons in Korea: summer, spring, fall, and of course winter. Okay? Now next time I'll be joining you back again with another interesting lesson and topic. Our topic for our next lesson is goals in college. So we'll talk about what you're majored in, or why, or how you chose your major, and also if somebody inspired you or influenced you to choose your major. Okay? So please do join me again next time. In the meantime, you can always come to our homepage at www.ebse.co.kr and just type in Tinipoi Actual Speaking. It'll be a lot easier to find our homepage. Well, that is all for today, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.